It doesn't matter who and where I am. The important thing is what I do. In our world, too much attention is paid to subjects, not actions. That's why morality itself has become a relic of the past. What I am doing here? I'm releasing your greatest desire, creating the biggest revolution in human history. Revolution with no victims, no shooting, no demonstrations, but with only fire and ashes. The logical question is why? I can tell you why. Cause you spent every fucking minute of your worthless life on the submission of them who bought this planet long ago. Forget about so-called leaders of the countries. They do what they are ordered, say, to do. Forget about your rights, you've sold them in exchange for deliverance from fear of war, terrorism and crisis. Sold them to the ones who create terrorism, wars and crisis. The truth is simple. As for terrorism, for example, government gets rid of it and, in that way, enhance the prestige in voters' eyes. The problem is created just to get rid of it. In other words, the strangler chokes you and you're afraid, but then he loosens the grip and you tell him thank you, nearly adoring him for his mercy. There is no terrorism, as there are no real reason for wars to unleash. The war is the best existing way of making money. There are no other reason. Hitler was a puppet of his creditors. Those were kings of the game who owned the right to issue dollars of United States, and yes, they exist now. Dollar emission is the rights of individuals. They are those who decide how many green pieces of paper are in circulation, and they determine whether or not for the financial crisis to be. The crisis that will make one even richer, of course, at the expense of those who get poorer. Forget about justice. Poverty is profitable. Poor man drinks a lot and spends money on it, smokes and spends money on it. He is always ill and spends money on it. By the way, pharmaceutics doesn't cure diseases, but provokes them. It pays to provoke the disease and they create the illusion of treatment. You will certainly get better for a while, and during this time, you pay the money. And the vaccines against cancer, AIDS, and other deadly diseases have been invented a long time ago. But happiness is not profitable. What would then church do if the world had no more ill? They all take money to the church to purchase God's mercy and release of sins. And what does church need money for? Who told you that God needs money? In God we trust, don't we? What a funny confession to the dollar. Forget about freedom of choice. Heads have already decided everything for you a long time ago, and the art of advertising is direct to convince you of the absolute uniqueness of your own desires and thoughts. Your wants are mathematically calculated, and so does your life for 15 years hence. A man is evaluated not by what he does, but by what he has. Social status and respect is determined by the amount of expensive things, and it's profitable for companies producing these things. And who owns these companies? Wars, terrorism, crisis, diseases, church, fear, money. The root of all this shit on this planet is money. And for those who invented this game, for those who put us on the track, for those who made our happiness measurable, we're all just fucking animals. Want to hurt yourself? Want to see how fast your dream burns? Give me a solution of all your problems. Give me $1 million. I exchange it for 1 million banknotes and I burn this whole bunch of dough, when a ton, right in heart of Wall Street. All burns with fire. Only ashes remain. And nothing will change. Except the essence.